Hi, welcome to another mind training session, session 5, and also welcome to my new recording space inside the house where it's not as freezing. Okay, close your eyes, have a big breath in and a deep sigh. Get a sense of where your mind's at right now. And then have a sigh. Open your eyes. Come back to the space. Place yourself in the space. Be aware of being in the space. Okay, so when we do mind training, we're really watching the mind, and it should become pretty obvious to you that usually when you start to practice meditation, your mind is really fast and distracted, or maybe really tired. And therefore, in both those cases, pretty useless in terms of mind training. It's just not very effective at that time. So, we need to understand that there are good reasons for why the mind is like that, usually. And it has a lot to do with the way we've been doing things in the time before we get to the meditation practice. So if you've had a busy day, there's no chance that your mind will be settled and stable at the start of a session. Also, if you've been really busy and it's been intense and you've been emotional, then you're likely to be tired. So this is good, we're learning. Alright, now we have a tool which we used in the last session and which we'll use again today. Slow, deep breathing. This is the way to stabilize the mind. So slow, deep breathing is breathing only through the nose, slowly in all the way towards full, slowly out all the way towards empty, gently and slowly. Close your eyes. It's best to start with a sigh. Have a big breath in, a deep sigh, release all the way to empty, and then start the slow deep breathing. Let's do this for a few minutes. Let your mind go where it goes. Be relaxed with this practice, and just know that the slow deep breathing will naturally settle you. You will start to stabilize. last round. When you're finished, have a deep sigh. And sit with the effect. Feel yourself going back to natural breathing. And get a sense of how you're feeling. Has your mind been slightly altered? Things we distinguish here are, is the mind tired or is it not so tired? Is the mind tight or has it softened and loosened its grip, become more relaxed? Is it intense, wired, obsessive, or has it become calm? However it seems to feel, we know that it can change. This is very important to recognize, to believe in. It's a very powerful piece of knowledge, because then you don't get stuck. Okay. Open your eyes again, come back to the space. Have a big breath in and a deep sigh. Okay, so we had some homework in the last session. Doing 5 minutes a day of concentrating on the very soft and small, light feeling of the air moving in and out the gates of the nostrils. Hopefully you had a chance to do that. It's really important to be clear that doing these video sessions is never really going to change your life. If you don't take the reins of your own practice, your mind won't really change. So these are teachings, and we're looking at a range of practices. But this is just information for you to be learning and growing as a practitioner yourself, as a meditator. So if you haven't been doing 5 minutes a day of that concentration practice, then well, look at why you're not doing it. And then look at how you can do it. Because we can all find 5 minutes. I'm pretty confident of that. Let's do it right now. Close your eyes, sit up straight. So this is a resting breath, a small, little breath. It might even seem a little bit fast in comparison with the slow, deep breathing, but that's okay. As you relax more, it will slow down. We're only focusing around the gates of the nostrils, a small area, a small point of focus. Now, if you've had a few goes at this, you might start to realize that you're doing it too strongly. For example, if you're making a sound with it. The lighter the breath is, the better. The awareness becomes more subtle. Let's take some time with this practice now. If your mind has drifted, come back to the focus. It's a very important part, that little idea. See, when we're thinking stuff, it's because we think it's really important to think about. So the mind does. And then if you say, no, let go of it, come back to the focus, the feeling of the breath. But your mind says, no, I really want to keep thinking about that. I haven't resolved it. That's an important point. You've got to learn to be willing to let go of whatever you're thinking about. Just drop it. You don't need to keep thinking about it. You don't need to resolve it. Don't keep feeding the monster. Okay, keep going. relax the practice now. Have a deep sigh. Notice the feelings now. And open your eyes, come back to the space. Feel yourself within the space. Something important about concentration practices, we don't need to be goal-based about them. That would be a silly approach. So it's more about an adventure of learning. You set yourself a practice and then off you go. And you're watching and seeing what happens. That's the practice. But whether you do it well or not shouldn't be the main focus. Sure, you can recognize that you're not concentrating well, that you lose focus, that your mind is very unstable. It's good to know that. It's important to understand. But that shouldn't be disheartening. Only a goal-based approach brings disappointment. And that's the same with life. Don't go out into your day with a goal-based approach. That's really going to cause problems. Right, so this is mind training. We're learning about the mind. So yes, we should see that the mind is not very good at remaining present and sustaining awareness. Now, what does that tell us about our life? It should inform you that you are not very aware most of the time. And therefore, the interpretations that you have of what is happening around you are not reliable. That's good to see that. If I can't sustain attention because I'm so often lost in thought, then I miss a lot of information. And that information might give me a lot of answers to many of my questions. Okay, so we're going to add one more mind training element for today. The idea of watching yourself over the next few hours to see how judgmental your mind is. We're going to set ourselves the challenge, the idea of not being judgmental. We're going to watch how it goes and see if we are very judgmental even when we try not to be. So judgmental means that's good, that's bad, that's right, that's wrong. I want you to watch yourself as you interact with other people, or even if you're on your own, as you move through time and space encountering ideas. And watch your mind and see if you can free it of that impulse to be judgmental. It's a really good one to watch. Okay, that's enough for today. Thank you very much. Go out and have an adventure with your own mind, trying that idea. And we'll see if you can remember to keep watching for it. Thank you.